Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're doing something a little bit different. What we have here is a one-shot review, and basically what I'm going to do is just sit right here and do one recording, one take, talking about this figure. I might do some zoomed in pictures or something like that just to give you a better look at certain details that I want to discuss, but for the most part, it's going to be very little editing. I'm just going to be sitting here talking about this figure. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Star Wars Black Series, Star Wars Rebels, what is it? How do you say it? Zeb? Odious? I probably butchered that, but he's known as Zeb. And before we get into this, I want to tell you I know nothing about this character. I've seen one episode of Rebels, but I've always liked the design of this character. And when I first saw it back in the day, like when Rebels first started, I guess it wasn't that long ago, but when I first saw this character, I said to myself, if they ever do him in Black Series, I'm definitely going to pick him up because he looks cool. And then the other day, I went to GameStop, I saw him there, and I saw that he was like 35 bucks or something. And I was like, hell no, I'm not buying this. And then I went home and I watched one episode of Rebels, and he was there, and he was a badass. And I was like, oh, you know, now I got to go buy that toy. So I asked my wife to go back to GameStop the following day and pick it up, and she did. And here we are. So I do think that this is a little expensive for a Black Series figure. I think that 35 bucks is way too much. And they're calling this one like a deluxe version. I don't know why. Maybe because he's a slightly bigger character. But I don't like it. This figure should have been 20 bucks. But still, I didn't have to buy it, and I did anyway. So here we are. But let's go ahead and get into it, starting with the packaging. The packaging does look very cool. I do like this artwork on the side of the box. We have some purple down here, and then like it fades to black and white. It looks really cool. And then on the back of the box, we have that same artwork. And then a very brief kind of like biography of Zeb. And it just talks about how he's the muscle of the Ghost team. And that's about it for the packaging. It is collector friendly, so I am able to take the figure out and put it back in as I please. But let's go ahead and open this up and take a look. I did open them already. There's that damn price tag. Man, let's go ahead and open this guy up. Luckily, it's very easy to open up the Star Wars Black figures, or Black Series figures. Bear with me for 1 second. I usually don't like to show this kind of stuff on camera because it's whack, but it's all right. Bam. There we go. So we have Zeb out of the packaging. And he does have some funky, gnarly kind of feet. So I thought he might have some trouble standing up. But so far, he's been pretty good. Go ahead and take the weapon out. There we go. So here we have Zeb right out of the packaging. And he is a really cool looking figure. I do like the design a lot. Kind of has like ape-ish type of features. And I love that like he doesn't sound like an ape, or he doesn't just grunt or anything like that. He has like an English accent, and he's just really cool. He's like a badass character. So yeah, I think this figure does a good job of bringing the character to life. And one huge selling point for me when it came to this figure was the torso articulation. If I had known that like, or if he had like just a regular waist swivel, I would have passed on it. But he does have a ball joint at the waist, so I thought that was great. But we'll take a look at the articulation in just a second here. But yeah, look at him. He's a really cool looking figure. I like the colors. I like the design. I really like these crazy looking feet. He has like an ape-ish kind of thing going on, but it's also like reptilian with the way they did the feet. So it's pretty cool. And I really like the face sculpt. I like the goatee, the sideburns, and just the crazy look that he has to him. I think it looks really dope. And I heard that Zeb's design is the original design that they were going to use for Chewbacca. And that's pretty interesting too. It's hard to say whether this design is better than Chewbacca because Chewbacca is such an iconic character. And Zeb, you know, definitely has his fans, but he's no Chewbacca in terms of, you know, how legendary he is. But like I said, he has a very cool design. I like the costume. I like the green and the yellows. But my favorite thing about him is that he's like a purple, like ape-ish type of creature, or like an ape, like lizard kind of creature, you know. He's very unique looking. And then he does come with one weapon, and being that he's a deluxe figure, whatever that means, I feel like he should have come with some more. But he does have this cool little staff thing, and I guess it doubles as a gun. So I guess the way that goes is you would close this, you could compact it down, take these little energy effects off that are really cool. I love that he comes with energy effects. That's dope. And I guess you could like compact the gun down like that, and then it's, I guess that's a blaster right there. But let's see if we could get him to hold it. I was trying to before and I was having trouble, but yeah, it doesn't look like doesn't look like it's very easy. I mean, you are able to get it in there, but it doesn't look very good. Kind of looks awkward in his grip there. So I'm not a huge fan of the way that he's able to hold the gun. But I do like the gun or the weapon when it's a staff. So you could bring out all these pieces, expand it back out. Let's put these energy effects back on. It looks like you'll mess somebody up with one of those. And you know what? I feel like a dumbass because I don't have any stormtroopers laying around. And I know it'd be cool to have him fight like a bunch of stormtroopers. So, you know, this figure is basically going to push me down a rabbit hole because, I'm going to watch Rebels. I'm sure I'm going to like it. I'm going to want all the figures from Rebels. And then I'm going to want to take pictures. And that means I'm going to have to get a bunch of stormtroopers, you know. So you know how that goes. But he is able to grip onto the staff with two hands like that. And that kind of works. Again, I wish he could hold it more naturally. But I think this works out pretty good. So yeah, it's a dope weapon. And I like the idea of it being able to turn into a gun. But it just didn't really work out that well. But at least he has a really cool staff. I saw someone take a dope picture. I forget who it was. I should have saved it so I could maybe like share it. But it was a really cool picture of Zeb like dragging a bunch of stormtroopers. And that was another reason like why I became more interested in this figure. I was like, oh damn, that's a dope picture. So then that kind of helped push me over that kind of helped push me over the edge. There might be some edits if I mess up too much. I don't want you guys to have to hear me fumbling around trying to get the right words out. So I might edit things out a little bit. But for the most part, it's a one shot, baby. Freestyle. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some size comparisons. So let's go ahead and put them back to about right there. Let me lower my camera, which I really hate when people do this on camera. I'm such a hypocrite. So there we go. So for some size comparisons, I do have the Star Wars Black Series Boba Fett and the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Zeb does have a good size to him. He's pretty big. He towers over the other Black Series figures. I think these might be the only Black Series figures I have. Or, you know what? I might have Luke and Darth Maul and a bunch of the early ones. I know I have Han Solo somewhere, but he's in a box. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, to be honest with you. It's cool and everything. I don't dislike it. But it's just not something that I gravitate to as much as others. But I really do want to get into Rebels. It seems like a cool animated show. And then here we have Zeb alongside a character that he kind of reminds me of, which is Beast. You know, he's a big monster kind of dude, but he's also kind of like, you know, he seems intelligent to me. I don't know. I only saw one episode, so maybe he's a complete dumbass, but he seems pretty intelligent. So there we go. And on this side, of course, we have the NECA Planet of the Apes Caesar. And of course, you know what time it is. We have to get him in here with the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man and Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. So there you go, to give you a good idea of his size. So yeah, I think I like how big he is and how he looks next to other 6-inch figures. And let's go ahead and talk about the articulation. So at the head, he does have a little ball joint, so you get some side to side, and you get a little bit of tilt going, which is nice. He could look up to about right there, and then he could look down to right there. And you could kind of shift his head forward too to make him kind of look like he's hunched over. So that's cool too. And then for the torso, as I mentioned, he does have a ball joint at the waist, which gets some pretty decent movement. But honestly, I'm probably going to pop this apart and modify it because I want him to have a deeper ab crunch. It only goes forward to about right there. So it's not the best ever, but it's decent. And then it could go back to about right there. But yeah, like I said, I'm so happy they didn't just give him like a waist swivel. That would have really sucked. But we get some pretty decent movement out of this little ball joint here. And then for the arms, they do go all the way around. He does not have any upper bicep swivel, but his arms do come out to the side to right there, which is nice. And then he does have a swivel at the elbow. And he also has a single joint at the elbow, but it gets some pretty good bend to it, so I'm okay with it. And as I mentioned, he does have the swivel. Then he does have a swivel at the wrist and a hinge at the wrist. For the legs, they come out to the side to about right there. He could kick forward only to about right there, so not very much. And it goes back to about right there. Then he has upper thigh swivel. He's got a double jointed knee, which bam, gets him really good bend. Look at that. And then he has a, what would you call this? Like a lower leg or a shin hinge. So bends forward to about right there, bends back to about right there, and that does swivel too if you need it to. And then at the actual foot, what do we have going on here? Oh, we've got a little hinge. It goes back to about right there. Comes, let's see here. Can it come up? Looks like it doesn't really come up too much. So it stops about right there. So if you want to bring his foot up, you want to use that weird shin hinge. And then we also have like some rocking side to side. So yeah, he's got some pretty good articulation, especially in the legs. I don't mind the arms, even though they only have double jointed elbows. I think that he gets pretty good range on them, so I'm happy with that. Oh, and I did forget to mention that his right hand does have the vertical hinge. So that's nice. And you know what? I think that's about it for Zeb here. I think he's a really cool figure. I am happy that I picked him up. I'm having a lot of fun messing around with him. If you caught my last live stream, I was playing with him pretty much the whole time. And I'm really enjoying it. So I always like getting figures that I don't know too much about, but then I like them enough to want to kind of explore what the character is about. So I do look forward to watching some more Rebels. I don't know if I should watch Clone Wars first or what the actual order is, or you know, if it even matters, who knows. But let me know in the comments. Should I watch Clone Wars before Rebels, or can I just jump right into Rebels and get to Clone Wars when I feel like it? Because I really want to see what's up with him. I like the other characters that are in his crew, and I also want to see what's up with Cad Bane. I think he pops up in Rebels. Once again, I don't really know, so let me know in the comments. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this style of review, and I'm going to try to do these more often so that I could get more reviews out. A lot of times when I do my standard reviews, I do all kinds of stuff and it takes me a long time. But something like this, I could just sit down for 20 minutes and talk about a toy and have some fun. So if you guys enjoyed this type of review, please let me know in the comments, and also let me know if I should do more. But anyways, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And also be sure to hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time I go live. And thank you very much. Peace.